Kia ora. In the news today, Jeremy McLaughlin, who served time in an Australian jail for the manslaughter of a teenage boy, has narrowly avoided being jailed for life without parole here. Abuse was yelled at Jeremy McLaughlin today at the High Court in Christchurch after he was sentenced to at least 23 years behind bars for the 2011 murder of 13-year-old Jade Bayliss. During his trial earlier this year, the court heard McLaughlin strangled Jade, who was the daughter of his ex-girlfriend, when she found him burgling the family home, and then he set fire to the house to try to cover it up. McLaughlin was deported back to New Zealand in 2001 after serving 4 years for the manslaughter of 14-year-old Perth boy Philip Vido. Mark Lundy's bail hearing will take place in Wellington on Friday. The Palmerston North man has spent more than 12 years behind bars for the murders of his wife and daughter in 2000. The Privy Council Board has quashed those convictions and recommended that Lundy face a retrial as soon as possible. Lundy's case will be heard at the High Court in Wellington at 2:15 on Friday, although he won't be present. A spokesperson at the court says the case is still being managed through Palmerston North Courts and is yet to be officially transferred to Wellington. Justice Ron Young will hear the bail application. Auckland's new affordable housing area in Kumeu has sailed into controversy. Housing Minister Nick Smith has announced the Hopis Triangle special area in Kumeu will accommodate 2,000 new homes. But some residents are angry that they weren't consulted, with one of them saying he only found out about it yesterday. He's concerned infrastructure isn't in place to accommodate 2,000 new homes and an influx of people. The concerned resident says schools in the area are already at capacity, and he questions where more children will be accommodated. And he says there's a history of people in the area not being consulted. Health graduates could get student loan sweeteners under a future Labour government. Speaking to the CTU Biennial Conference in Wellington today, Labour Party leader David Cunliffe says more needs to be done to encourage graduates who head overseas to come back to New Zealand. He's commended the government voluntary bonding scheme for health graduates, but he says he wouldn't mind having a look to see if it could be expanded, possibly in exchange for remission of student loans. Health insurers are urging ACC to look at reducing the number of surgeries it declines. Health Funds Association New Zealand CEO Roger Stiles says over half of the decline cases get overturned in the claimant's favour during the review process anyway. He says it would save everyone both time and money if ACC approved the cases prior to the review process in the first place. Overseas, and Barack Obama has pointed out the irony of Republicans stonewalling a vote on the US budget. The president's trying to get the government back to business after a week-long shutdown because of a stalemate over raising its debt ceiling. There are growing fears the US may default on its debt on October the 17th, creating a domino effect on global economies. Mr. Obama says it would be the first time that the US missed a deadline for paying its bills. He says this is funny considering the Republicans claim to be the champions of business. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Ka kite anō.